Hi mates, you're welcome back again to the channel. In today's tutorial, I'll be showing you how to sew this trendy Ankara bustier dress with a satin skirt. In this video, I'll show you how to sew the princess bustier dress and also how to attach your gathers to give it that stylish curve look. So if this is something you're interested in, do keep on watching. It is a simple and easy to follow sewing tutorial, so let's get started. In the previous tutorial, I showed how to draft the pattern and cut onto the fabric. If you're yet to see that part, be sure to watch it first. I've linked it in the description box below. So now we are going to start by sewing the princess dart bustier. So you're going to mash the notch point on the underbust together and make sure that the two pieces are equal on the half length. And then I'll start sewing from the bottom with my 0.5 inch sewing allowance. So after sewing to the underbust with a straight stitch, I'll continue sewing along the curve. Take your time to ensure smooth shaping. So guys, after I finish sewing the curve shape, I will go ahead to notch the midpoint of the princess seam, so it will be easy for me to iron it to make it relaxed. I'll also notch the underbust to be close to the stitch. So after doing that, I will take it over to my ironing table to iron the seams open and make it relaxed. So I'll go ahead to join the other side of the princess seam. Like I said, you're going to make sure that the notch point on the underbust meets, and then you start sewing from the half length with 0.5 inch sewing allowance. Then when you get to the underbust, you're going to start curving your stitch. So you just go ahead to sew following the curve shape till you get to the top. So after I'm done sewing, I will notch the underbust point and also notch the princess seam to make it relax when I iron the seams open. Okay guys, after ironing the seams open for the princess cut, you can see how neat it looks and the curve is already taking shape. So the next thing we're going to do now is to join the skirt part. So I took out my pattern, and then first of all I'll be fixing the darts for the back. Like I said, this is totally optional. You can choose not to fix that, but if you want to fix that, ensure that it aligns very well with the dart of your half length. So I've gone ahead to cut the lines for the darts, so I'm just going to stitch on that line and also do the same thing for my lining. So guys, after fixing the darts for both sides, I'll go ahead to join the half length of the back to the skirt part. As you know, I initially added darts to the skirt, but the darts did not align with the bodice dart. So to fix this, I cut a new skirt without darts for a smoother finish. Then I joined it to my back bodice, and so I also do the same thing for the lining. Then after doing that, I place the lining to the main fabric front side facing front side, and I'll be stitching the neckline. So while stitching, I added hemming gum to stitch the neckline. Then after doing that, I top stitch to the lining part. Then the next thing I'm going to do now is to turn the zipper area. Then I'll also be turning the side part with half an inch seam allowance. So I'll be doing this for both sides of the back. So for the front part, I notched the midpoint of the skirt part, and then I'll just place it front side facing front side of the front bodice. Then I'm going to join the half length together with half inch seam allowance. So I'll also be doing the same thing for my lining. So having done that, I trimmed the excess that I have on the side parts. So there are still some excess on the lining part, so I'll trim that to make it equal. Then after doing that, I place the lining front side facing front side of the fabric, and then I'll be stitching the neckline and also the sides. So first of all, because it's a V neckline, I went ahead to notch the midpoint, and I'm just going to stitch with half an inch from my shoulder to that midpoint and continue to the other side. Then after stitching the neckline neatly, I will sew the side part with half an inch, just like I did for the back. So after ironing the neckline and the side part, you can see how neat and relaxed it looks. So the next thing I want to do is to join the shoulders of the front and the back. So first of all, I measured what I have on the armhole, and I have about 10 inches, which is my round armhole and plus sewing allowance. So I measured what I have on the back armhole, and it is wider than the front because of the princess seam. So I have about 11 inches. So I removed half an inch from the shoulder slant to the neck wideness. So I'm just going to join the both back fabric together and cut half an inch from the shoulder slants. So this is totally optional. You can choose to leave yours like that, or you can do the same pattern that I'm doing right now, whichever way it works for you. So having done that, I will place the both shoulders together, front side facing front side, and I will stitch with half-inch seam allowance. To join the shoulders using the sandwich method, first of all, you're going to layer all the shoulder seams together and then turn the back lining over to the front side, just like you see me doing, and then pin everything in place. So I'll just go ahead to explain again. First of all, make sure that the both shoulders of the front and the back are equal. Then you're going to get the back lining and turn it over to the front part. Then after doing that, you use your pin to secure all the pieces together. Then after doing that, I will take it over to my sewing machine and stitch along the shoulder seam with my half-inch sewing allowance. So guys, after joining the shoulders, you can see how neat it looks. So the next thing I'm going to do is to fix my sleeve. So first of all, I will measure what I have on my armhole and then cut my sleeve and fix around the armhole. So at first I fixed the net sleeve, but at the end of the day I later changed it to a short body sleeve. So that is why you can see net sleeve when I was making the video. So the next thing I went ahead to do was to pin the sides of the front and the back, and I'll be joining with my sewing allowance. I think I used 1 inch for my sewing allowance, or you can just go ahead to take your body measurements, measure your bust measurement and your waist measurement, and just shape your dress. So guys, after shaping the top part of the dress, before I go ahead to fix the gathers, I just want to make sure that all the sides are equal. So first of all, I measured from my waist to the cuff shape on the bottom on both sides. So if there's any excess, you're going to trim the both of them to be equal. So after doing that, I will take it over to top stitch on the bottom of the cuff shape to keep the lining and the main fabric together. And then I also place the zipper allowance together to make sure that it is equal on the bottom. To get the exact length for your gathers, you're going to measure from your shoulder to the side part. So from my shoulder to the side part, I have about 24 inches. And then I'll just make it 23 and a half because I'll use half inch to stitch on this side. So 23 and a half. And then the length of my gathers is going to be about 47 inches. And I'll add 2 inch for folding allowance. So from 23 to 49 inches is going to be the length of my gathers. So this is the fabric I'm using for the gathers. This is a Duchess fabric and it is light texture. So if you want to use a thicker one, it is going to stand very much, and I don't want it to be standing too much. So that's the reason why I made use of a light texture Duchess fabric. So I folded the 60 inches length of the 3 yards fabric into two, and I'm going to use one part for the front and the other part is going to be for the back. So if I folded it into two like this, the 30 inches is going to be long enough for the length of my gathers. So I'm just going to share it into two. So after sharing the fabric, first of all, I'll be using the M line to do my gathers. So I'm just going to fold it in like this with 1.5 inch, and I'll iron it to make it relax. And after doing that, I will go ahead to run my gathers stitch on top of it. So I've gone ahead to run my gather stitch on the folded part of the fabric. Then to get the wideness of the gathers, I'll measure what I have on my fabric. So first of all, I lose the side part that I've joined together, and then I'm going to measure from one end, starting from the sewing allowance to the other side. I'm going to measure following the curve shape, just like you see me doing. So after measuring from one end to the other, I had 29 inches. So I'm going to get one piece of thread and draw the gathers to be 29 inches altogether. So you're going to do this very gently, so just take your time to do this so your thread doesn't cut. So you guys, after sewing the gathers, I measured it to be exactly what I wanted. Then I went ahead to tie the threads on both ends. So this is how the top part is going to look, and this is the style. So to fix the gathers to your fabric, you're going to get the midpoints, and then after notching the midpoint, I will be starting with that center front. So I'm also going to get the midpoint of my gathers fabric like this, and then I use my chalk to note the midpoints. So then I place the midpoint on top of the notched points, and you're going to place with half-inch seam allowance. So just go up a bit by half an inch before placing your gathers fabric on top. So ensure that your gathers fabric is on top of your main fabric, okay? So you're going to notch that point before you get to the other curve. So I will be starting with this center front. I'll first of all pin my gathers fabric to this middle parts of the curve, and then I'll go ahead to top stitch on it first before I go ahead to stitch on the other side. So after stitching the center part, I took out my pins, and then I'm going to continue the stitch to the other side. So I'm just going to bend my gathers fabric just like you see me doing. Ensure that it is well relaxed on the bottom. So you're going to continue placing the gathers fabric on top of the curved parts. Ensure that you're placing half an inch on top of it. Then after I finish placing it to the end, I will take it over to my sewing machine and top stitch on top of the gathers line. So I'll also do the same thing on the other side. So just watch closely and see the way I'm doing it. So after securing it with my pins, I went ahead to top stitch on the initial stitch of the gathers. So for the back, I measured what I have from the sewing allowance to the zipper allowance following the curve shape, and I had 16 inches on both sides. So for my gathers fabric, I folded it together like this, and I'm going to cut it to be equal. So after sharing it to be equal, I will go ahead to fold one part on the English edge with 1.5 inch, and I will just iron and draw my gather stitch just like I did for the front. So after drawing the gathers to be the exact measurements, I went ahead to place on my dress, and I'll be pinning on top of it with half inch. Then you're going to notch that point before the other curve like this to make your gathers to be relaxed. Then continue to pin the gathers on top of your dress just like you see me doing. Then I'm going to stop on that notched point. So after doing that, I will go ahead to top stitch on top of the line. So guys, after top stitching the gathers to the dress, I took out my pins, and then I will bend the gathers and continue to pin it on the other side. So I'll place on top of the dress with half inch, and then I will pin it to the end following the curve shape. Then after doing that, I will take it over to my sewing machine and top stitch on the gather stitch. So after doing that for this part, I'll do the other side of the back of camera. So guys, next thing I'm going to do now is to shape the side of the dress using my 1 inch seam allowance. So I'm just making sure that the both gathers for the front and the back meet together. So after I'm done fixing the side, I'm going to fix my zipper. So I use my zip to measure exactly where it is going to stop. Then from that point, I'm just going to stitch down with my zipper allowance to the end and fix my zipper on the remaining open part. Then after doing that, I'm going to trim the excess on the bottom. So you measure the length of the gown that you want and trim the excess. But if this is okay for you, then you can just go ahead to fold it, and that is all for the making of the dress. So this is how the dress turned out. At the end of making the dress, I did not like this sleeve I used, so I had to change it to this short body sleeve, and this is the finished look. So let me know in the comment section if you find this tutorial helpful. Also do well to like, share and subscribe. See you in the next one.